Good morning everyone, welcome to a new week at Join the Dots, and I have got an incredible number and quality of dots to join today. So we wake up in a week after the Jackson Hole get together where all those central bankers get a private meeting to discuss things. Rather like when Trump called all the heads of all the banks together to the White House and discussed things without letting the public know what the discussion was, what the results would be. Very, very cosy, and we'll come back to that in a minute. Okay, so what do I see out of the Fed? Early days, I don't want to judge too much yet because I like to give it a good time for things to settle. The instant market reaction was, of course, euphoria. Oh, everyone's happy, the S&P's up 100 points because of a 0.25% cut, or even the talk of a 0.25% cut that won't even get passed on to the public. It will only get passed on to the corporate giants, won't it, through the market rates, because they borrow off market rates, you don't. Your credit card isn't linked to market rates, is it? Your mortgage won't change on that, I doubt. Think about this, I'll come on to it in a minute. You know what I'm going to say? 2 words: corporate fascism. First of all, let's start with what the Fed said, and I think it's summed up by Jeff at Eurodollar University. I will link it. See the last slide of this presentation. It will be linked for you. There'll be a few links. Okay, and I say that watch the first 6 minutes of his video. It's a 25-minute presentation, I think, but the first 6 minutes are key. He says the most important line everyone missed at Jackson Hole: jobs, 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 jobs. I've said it so many times. That's the key. As Jeff has explained, through the swap market, through the debt markets, jobs, 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 jobs. The bond market knows what's coming. They don't have to be told. They know what's coming, okay? And they know what's going. Jobs. Right, now, before we get on to gold, silver and XRP and some incredibly good links for you to look at and for you to work on during the week if you can, because I can't explain it all in one day. I'm going to direct you, or I'm going to make you think about this. Are we dealing with symptoms, or are we dealing with the cause? Now, I think by now you may have picked up that I believe the cause, not the symptoms, the cause of all our problems is corporate fascism. Corporate fascism. The merger of massive mega companies and governments who are bought by them, lobbied by them, paid by them, incentivized by them to work together against the people. This is not a political statement, it's a practical observation by joining the dots. And I've been waiting for one example that I could send to you that could make you really think about this in a very serious way rather than dismissing it as some sort of personal agenda. Okay? And I got it today. Robert Malone, I told you that I spoke to Robert in the early days of COVID, or rather we corresponded through email in the early days of COVID, and he's ended up being the co-chair of the new vaccine committee, and he's also a special advisor to Robert Kennedy, and he doesn't get paid for that. These are the good people. They don't need money. They want to make a difference. So Robert Malone's piece, I'm going to link it. Please, please watch it, and please open the links. See the whole story. You don't have to understand the story. You just have to understand the principle that's being shown here. Where Merck and the CDC come together, mega corporate, government body, come together and fool the vaccine committee. It's a fantastic mea culpa from Robert Malone. I love this man because he's honest. He can accept a mea culpa. He can say it. He can admit it. How many people in high office can admit they've made a mistake? He admits it in this piece because he saw new science, new data that just said he was wrong. Okay? So I want you to really have a look at that piece, because what I'm saying here is this is part of the cause, a main part of the cause of all the problems you're seeing, whether it's police, whether it's judiciary. Everything comes from corporate fascism, which has taken over the markets. Now, we have to deal with that. We can't fight it. It's there. We can be aware of it, though. And if we're aware of it, we can start to understand, join the dots, and understand the symptoms that are showing and how to work within those symptoms to come up with a better personal result for ourselves, our family, our friends, whoever we want to help. Because if we get the truth, then we can work much clearer, much better, much more effectively. Right, so let's go on to some asymmetric risk. Now, I think the Fed, or the talk of the Fed at Jackson Hole, I think it showed the massive asymmetric risk that exists in the markets today. Because what happened on Friday after the sort of semi-announcement that Powell might consider cuts? The market shot up. Yes, we knew that. Gold shot up. Silver shot up. XRP shot up. Yes. So, hold on. If gold goes up, the market goes down. If the market goes up, gold goes down. No. We're in a totally asymmetric risk mode. We've talked about this. So what it means is if the Fed had said they're not cutting, the risk would have been higher, gold would have gone up. If the Fed hint they are cutting, rates go down, gold goes up. Gold goes up. Silver goes up. XRP goes up. Can you see it? We're in a period of asymmetric risk. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do. Gold, silver and XRP are hedges to a crisis, but they're also fed by cheaper rates with liquidity. They win either way. This is the beauty. This is joining the dots. This is things other people cannot see because they're bound by textbooks that tell them, oh, when rates go down, gold goes down. Market goes up, gold goes down. No, forget it. We're in a new world. And I've tried to explain that through the corporate fascism as well, because this corporate fascism is a new concept. It's been gradually developing over 20, 30 years, but now it's in our face. It's in our face. And no better example than that one I've told you about, Robert Malone, how he was fooled, how the whole vaccine committee, the new vaccine committee, was fooled by data not presented in the right way by Merck and the CDC. That is what we're up against. But that causes chaos in its wake, and that's our opportunity, sadly. Sadly, it's an opportunity, but we have to take it because we haven't got another course of action that can help us. Okay? So today, I'm going to give you some links because I haven't got time to discuss all these, but hey, what about a bit of homework for the week? Because I'm going to give you some incredible links. Okay? Gold, ITM Trading. That's the first link. Clear, logical thoughts on gold. Worth watching. Worth watching. Okay. An Andrew McGuire piece. Now this follows on, if you like, from Manico 64. I think about a week ago I told you Manico 64 had picked up the piece about the FT and ripped the FT apart in terms of their appreciation of gold, etc. Well, Andrew McGuire here takes it a bit further, looks a bit more detail. It's worth reading. It's worth watching. I'll talk about it tomorrow, perhaps. But if you want to look at it overnight, it's well worth looking at. Okay? So that's two pieces on gold. It's ITM Trading and Andrew McGuire, Kinesis. Then there's silver. And there's a super piece out by Francis Hunt, the market sniper. And one of the comments on my site last week was, have you heard of Francis Hunt? And funnily enough, I just put him into a piece and now I'm putting him into another piece. Yes, I've heard of Francis Hunt. Very clear, very good thinker, very logical, three-figure silver easily in his book. I see no reason why he will be wrong. Okay? It's a good piece. So Francis Hunt is linked as well. You'll see it on the last slide of this presentation. You'll see the links. They'll appear for you. Press them and you'll go straight into them. My producer's doing a good job. It's actually my son. Right, XRP. Well, the Federal Reserve to use XRP, 27 of 37 Fed partners are either Ripple using or Ripple connected. Now, doesn't mean it's a certainty. What it means is the odds are very much in its favour that the Fed will be using XRP in some shape or form. Okay, I think we've all seen that. Anyone who's followed XRP has probably seen that coming. But there's a lot of people doubt everything out there, and that's fine. You can doubt everything till it's proven. All right, but this piece XRP, it's from Rupert of All in Crypto. I think it's well worth watching. And then the final piece I'm going to give you for today, and the final link, is to Gerald Celente. Now, a lot of people know Gerald Celente. He's been around for a long time. Market Trends, I think his site is called. I would call it homework, because if you watch this piece, if you watch it and listen to it carefully, I think you'll get an awful lot out of it. Okay? So I will link that. Now, that's a lot of links, but we've got the whole week to discuss these. And then, of course, every day there's going to be more things coming up, because there are dots everywhere. Please understand this, okay? These are symptoms. Understand the cause. The cause is corporate fascism. It's the loss of control by government over large corporates who now effectively control the governments through this combination, but generally they're operating against the people. They're operating against the people's best interests. And what you're seeing as a result are all these symptoms, which are the dots that I'm joining, okay? But the cause is what needs to be addressed, but it won't be, it can't be, not in the current situation in the world. So we have to live with it. But if we recognise it, if we recognise the cause, and therefore we can predict the symptoms, then we've got a chance of doing better than most. Okay, thank you very much.